44 people have been killed in fires burning across California, at least 42 in what is now California's deadliest fire ever, the so-called Camp Fire, which engulfed communities like Paradise, California. And as officials continue to search for the missing, we are continuing to hear horrible tales from those who escaped the flames.
This is the turn going up from Pence Road. I don't even know where I am. It's on fire. And we're stuck in the middle of it. And these trees can come down at any moment.
Now, you are listening there to the voice of our next guest. Nichole Jolly works as a nurse at a hospital in Paradise, and she herself barely escaped the fire. Well, with that, we are reaching out to Nichole this morning. She joins us in Chico, California. Nichole, thank you for joining us today. You know, we have to tell people the Paradise, California, yes, a town in your home state, but Paradise is also your home community. You barely escaped with your life. How are you today?
I'm alive. And I'm together with my family. And it's, it's okay. We're gonna be okay.
And I think we need to say the fact that, you say you're alive because you did have such a narrow escape from Paradise. You're a nurse, you're working at the hospital trying to evacuate patients. And walk us through, because once you had evacuated the patients, you tried to get out of Paradise altogether, but found yourself in some very dangerous times. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I started work on Thursday morning, and it was a normal day. I went to work, I got my 5 patients, and, it was supposed to be a really good day. It was my Friday, and, I was excited for the day. I was making plans to go to coffee later with friends, and I decided, after I got my assignment, I decided to see my most critical patients first, and I just did. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Nichole.
So I decided from there I was going to see my most critical patients. As soon as I got into the very first room, I hadn't been more than 20 minutes after I clocked in, we were evacuating that hospital. And I was putting my most critical patients in wheelchairs and getting them to the emergency room as fast as I could. I had to, put patients that could drive in their own vehicles and tell them, good luck, and I never thought I'd have to do that. And so we've been trained at this hospital for evacuations. We're a very well-organized facility. We've gotten evacuated before in 2008, but fire never came, that close. And so, we've been training for a long time. We got that entire hospital evacuated in 20 minutes. It was unbelievable.
You evacuated the hospital in 20 minutes, as you say, but then you tried to evacuate yourself and find that it's not so easy. Tell us about what happened when you tried to get out of the town yourself.
So once I knew everybody was safe and out of the hospital, I went to go to my car, and there's trees right next to my car that are just completely on fire. And that's when I kind of realized, did I make a mistake staying? Was this okay? And so I decided to get into my car, drive over to the CHP, and I asked him, I said, hey, where do we go from here? And you should have seen the look on his face. He didn't even know where to go. There was no open roads. He said, all I know is Clark Road, which is on the other side of town, is open. Make your way that way. And lo and behold, he was sending me into a firestorm, because when I turned on Pence Road in Pearson, I got stuck in this ravine, and the winds were 50 miles per hour, and they were just blowing these fire tornadoes onto my car. And it was just being in literally a hellstorm. And I called my husband and I said, the car's on fire. It's filling up with smoke. I'm not going to make it. You need to take care of the kids. And he said, no, you need to get out. You need to run. Don't die, run, And I told him, I said, there's no way I can make it. there's fire everywhere, and it was so hot, and I knew if I stayed in the car I was gonna die, but if I got out I was probably gonna die too. So I decided, well, I'll take the chances, because I know I'm gonna die sitting here. It was catching on fire. So I opened up the door and I ran to the car in front of me, which was my best friend, and her car's melting in front of me, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't save her. So I went to the next car, and that car let me in, and we sat there and prayed, and I just prayed to God, please, God, don't let me die like this. And I was just thinking how horrible of a death it would be to be in the car and die in a car like this and not be, we were so helpless. And so my husband told me, the last thing he told me was, so I got out of the car and whatever I could find, there was nothing in front of me. It was so hot, my eyes were burning, so I had to shut my eyes. And I couldn't breathe. There was no oxygen left in the air, and it was burning my throat. And so I put my hand out, and I closed my eyes, and I just ran, and I ended up running into the back of a fire truck. And I knocked on the door, and 2 firemen came out, swooped me up, put me into the fire engine, and said, you're okay, and they were calling for air support, and they said, we need air support. We're not going to make it. We need air support. And dispatch on the other end said, that's impossible. We can't bring you air support. And I just got to thinking, well, get out of your engine. Use the fire hoses. Like, get a fire extinguisher. You guys know what to do. They had no idea what to do. We had to sit in this firestorm. And I thought, oh my gosh, there's no way there's no way they're gonna let me leave. I can't run now, because that's all I wanted to do was just run. I just wanted to run to safety, and there was nowhere safe.
Now, luckily for you, though, you ended up actually back at the hospital, and you're with us today. Very quickly, as we're losing time here, Paradise, your home community, has essentially been decimated.
Yeah,
but as
it's gone.
How is that like for you to see?
It's hard. I was born in that hospital. It's my hometown. My grandma's buried in the cemetery there. I lost it. It's hard. It's hard when you've lost your job, your house, friends. It's devastating.
Nichole, I'm so sorry for everything that you've been through and everything you lost. We are thinking of you, and thank you so much for speaking to us today.
Thank you.
And that's Nichole Jolly. She works as a nurse at a hospital in Paradise, and we reached her this morning in Chico, California.